Is my commitment based on what he does for me or who he is to me? Because even if he doesn't answer my prayer request at the time I wanted him to or in the way I wanted him to, where else would I go? Even if he doesn't produce for me the way I expected the baker Jesus to produce for me, even if the end result doesn't look like this, it just looks like this, where else would I go? Even if the things he's asking me to do are way outside my comfort zone or personality type or budget, where else would I go? And his commitment to Jesus was so strong that even though every other person who thought they were religious was like, it doesn't take all that. He said, wherever you go, I'm going. Wherever you ask of me, that's what I'm going to do. And it went from Peter sitting in the synagogue and just listening and leaving to Peter personally flipping over every table in his life and saying, whatever I thought was normal, whatever I thought was enough, it's no longer enough, because whatever you're asking of me is worth it. I'm so committed to following you and trusting you, and I'm so dependent on who you are that everything else is rubbish. And maybe that's why Jesus taught his disciples to pray, Our Father, Matthew 6, Our Father who art in heaven, give us this day our daily bread. He was teaching them to pray, God, help me today to need Jesus. Because if I'm not careful, I'll start looking for a cake. And I'll start thinking the cake looks better than the bread. But God, help me to trust and depend on the bread and not be so dependent on cake. That's why he said, God, lead us not into temptation, because I recognize that as I'm following you, I can get distracted when I start to see other things that I'm like, oh, that looks fun, or that looks better, and I start to forget that you are the purpose, not what you could lead me to, but if I could just keep following you, not what else you can do, but let me just follow you. As long as I got the bread and I got the light, I'm good. That's what Peter is saying. Maybe the temptation happens more the closer you get to Jesus, because then you can start getting from Jesus. You're like, Jesus, what else can you do for me? The temptation is to make Jesus your personal magician or your personal baker. And at some point, you leave it both, because now you're just chasing cakes and coins.